The joy of surrendering to the healing God's way, the joy of embracing the unknown, the joy of all of it. Listen, the air that I breathe today is not the same air that I used to breathe. I tell my clients, and I'll tell anybody, it's just something about the air. Like, you can breathe better. The air is crisp. And it's because you're no longer feeling the weight of all of that crap that you just healed from, that you have been carrying around for years and decades and however long. But the joy of finally being able to breathe, like, I would never go back, y'all. The joy of embracing the new, embracing a new perspective on life, the joy of being able to fully operate in the capacity that God birthed you to operate. One thing I've learned on this journey is that God is not going to release it to you for you to corrupt it. Because, after going through this process of healing from my childhood trauma and some adult trauma, I now have the capacity to do what I was put on this earth. And it was in the process of navigating the unknown that God showed me and revealed to me who I really am. I would have never been able to operate in the capacity of a coach, helping other women heal the way I did, helping other women get to the place where they can actually breathe. And the joy that I receive when I see my clients have those breakthroughs, when I see my clients finally choose themselves, when I see my clients begin to live life and life more abundantly, because that's what our big brother, Jesus died so we can have life and life more abundantly. So the joy of it all, the joy of being obedient to God when you have no idea what you're doing. Like this, my daddy tells me to go and start a magazine. I don't know what I'm doing, but the joy in doing it and then seeing the fruits of the labor, I would have never had the courage. I would have never had the capacity to be able to do the things that I'm doing today. But it took me surrendering to the healing and navigating through the unknown to be able to embrace the joy of it all. Like, this chick is dope. I'm going to toot my own horn. Living unapologetically me is saying not just me, but me first. And if I'm good, everybody else is going to reap the benefits. The joy in knowing when I'm not okay and being okay with saying I'm not okay, and then doing what needs to be done to make sure I am okay. I don't get anxiety when I have to take a step back and take care of me. I find joy in knowing that I'm able to recognize it, because I desire to be the best version of me that I can be, the version that God created me to be, so that I can do what I was ultimately born to do, and that's advance His kingdom. That's live life more abundantly. I have peace right now that I've never experienced before. And until you have experienced this type of the peace that comes when you don't have to deal with the triggers, when you don't have to deal with the weight of everything else, a peace that surpasses all understanding, a joy that surpasses all understanding. I am genuinely happy. Because through this process, I've learned that no one is responsible for my happiness but me. People and things can bring me joy, but I get to choose to wake up every morning and choose to be happy. The joy in being able to recognize the woman looking back in the mirror. The relationships that I now have because I'm able to show up as Dorcas. I don't have to wonder what my life would be like if I wasn't healed, if I wasn't healed. Now I am experiencing it. And yes, healing is an ongoing journey, but guess what? There's joy in the healing. And I tell people I am joyously healing because life is gonna life, and we're gonna always go through some type of test because you have to go from faith to faith, glory to glory on this journey that God has us on. But I find joy in knowing that with every test, with every trial, God's plans are to prosper me. And they're a part of my future. And it gives me hope in knowing that I am doing what I was born to do. So I will do it all over again if I have to. I wouldn't change anything because I'm choosing joy. And that joy comes on the backside of faith, to heal, obedience, to go, and the peace in knowing that my daddy got me and I don't have to figure it out. I don't have to be silent, and that I can actually do what he put me on this earth to do. And so now I get to experience life beyond the healing. Now my mission is to share with the world what life is like beyond the healing. You've heard my story or you've read my story. You know, we've talked about navigating this journey of healing and becoming Dorcas. The testimonies are there. But now it's time to tap into another level. Because you probably have heard all the testimonies. You've heard people's stories. But what they're not talking about is beyond the healing. Because that's a different space that we need to talk about. It started with me breaking my silence. And I'm not going to shut up. Because there is fear in the lives of so many people because they don't know what life is like beyond the healing. No one is talking about life beyond the healing. I had someone say, well, now that you're healed, you can do this, this, and this. Healing is an ongoing process. The great part about it is, once you learn how to heal God's way, healing becomes easier. But what is life really like beyond the healing? What are your relationships like beyond the healing? What is your day-to-day? What is day-to-day beyond? How do you address certain people who God had to prune from your life beyond the healing? Having those real conversations and allowing you to see the humanity in me, the humanity in others who have chosen to surrender to the healing and navigate the unknown and embrace the joy of it all. What is their life like today? How are they different? What are some of the things that shocked them on the other side? How are they navigating life as a new creation? What are their thoughts? What are the things that plague them or they think about in their alone time? How is their relationship now with God, with the people connected to them? It's time to go deeper and have those conversations and be real about what life is like beyond the healing. Because there's life because you're no longer surviving. And he said, I come to give you life and life more abundantly. So now that you're living, what is it like? And so get ready for those conversations. Get ready for real people. People who are unapologetic. People who have embraced being authentically them. Get ready to experience through them what God can really do with your life when you choose to surrender, when you choose to obey, when you persevere to the promise instead of submitting to the obstacles. Get ready for a different type of conversation, because beyond the healing is what's next. And I am so excited to be sharing this next phase of my journey of becoming Dorcas with you. There's so much joy. There's so much joy, and there's enough for all of us. And my prayer for you is that you get to experience joyously healing and embracing the life that God created you to live. I can't wait to see you on the other side.